Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Kim Miller begins now.
Good evening, everyone. The finances of Tasmanians and our Treasury coffers remain at the forefront of the state election conversation, with just 3 days until polls close. Labor's offering to bring forward cost of living relief already promised, as the Liberals demand Labor explain how expensive election promises will be paid for.
With energy bills rising in recent years, there's growing pressure on household budgets.
If it continues like that, we might have to turn some lights out, I think. We can't afford to go out.
Labor wants to bring forward $375 of energy bill relief that's been promised by the Liberals. The current scheme sees households receive 4 rebates of $125, paid in the June and September quarters.
Tasmania is the only state in the country that is not rolling out the federal state relief for concession card holders this financial year.
The Energy Minister claimed in a statement up to 140,000 households had already received $250. But that statement's false. Only the first payment of $125 has been made.
I am staggered that the Liberal Party thinks people can afford to wait another year before they get this relief.
With just 3 days left and major commitments made, the Liberals have released their election costings.
This demonstrates how we can secure a strong future for Tasmanians.
The Liberals have committed around $1.7 billion this campaign, but that's dwarfed by Labor.
Their spending is very, very significant. It's more than double.
We'll be releasing all of our figures tomorrow, and Tasmanians can judge for themselves.
Calling for an Environmental Protection Authority to be armed with more powers, the Greens have drafted a reform bill.
It's becoming increasingly clear that damaging the environment and paying the resulting fine is just another cost of doing business in Tasmania.
If you start breaking down those ecosystems, you're going to start losing species. More and more species are going to become threatened.
And for more on the election, we cross to state political reporter Josh Duggan. Now, Josh, Jeremy Rockcliffe and Rebecca White have just completed their final leaders' debate. Who won?
Well, Kim, we're yet to hear who exactly or who officially won over the audience of undecided voters here at the Hobart Town Hall, but it was safe to say that Labor leader Rebecca White did get stronger responses from the crowd. The cost of living was a key topic of discussion, as it has been this entire election campaign. And with the polls pointing towards minority government being the likely outcome, that was a hot topic too. Both leaders do have similar principles if that situation arises. No trading away ministries or policies, though Jeremy Rockcliffe is far more wary of working with the Greens at all. The most fiery moment, well, that came as the leaders traded barbs over the AFL team and stadium.
A deal that has secured a 4-decade-old dream.
It was united, the Tasmanian community behind a team. I asked you in Parliament whether the team was contingent on a stadium. You said no, and now apparently it is.
You've been all over the place on this, trying to kill the team and the dream every step of the way, or maybe not.
We did also hear a lot more about forestry and health, with Rebecca White getting some positive responses from the crowd on those topics. Ultimately, though, there is only one poll that matters, and that's the one this Saturday. Kim?
True. Thank you very much there. That was Josh Duggan. The Liberal Party has been criticised for failing to adopt a sustainability vision recommended by the Premier's Economic and Social Recovery Advisory Council. Established in 2020 to help the state bounce back from COVID, the expert board said the strategy should include wider aspects of sustainability, including social factors.
What we've seen is a 60% growth of population in Clark in the last 5 years, and it has not addressed housing, transport, health or any of the other needs.
The Liberal Party was contacted for comment. Hollywood star Leonardo DiCaprio has entered into Tasmanian environmental debate again, posting an urgent plea to save Tasmania's forests to his 62 million Instagram followers. The Oscar-winning actor says endangered species are being pushed to the brink thanks to expansions of native forest logging. Liberal Resources spokesperson Felix Ellis says Mr DiCaprio should stick to acting. The majority of Tasmanians suffering from asthma are struggling to live a regular, healthy lifestyle, according to a new survey. It's sought to find out what life is like for those with the disease, with Asthma Australia hoping the findings will spark better support and awareness.
Beck Honeywood's had asthma since she was a child. She's just one of 72,000 Tasmanians living with the condition.
Spring or particularly windy days, it'll become harder to breathe. I'll get tired a lot quicker because I'm not getting as much oxygen as what I need.
A new Asthma Australia survey shows nearly 60% of 177 patients often can't do regular activities, but accept it's just part of life.
They may not go for their morning walk, they may not play sport as they'd like, and they put up with taking lots of their medication very often and generally feeling unwell.
While many felt confident managing and medicating asthma, the results show other Tasmanians are struggling. 51% said their health was impacted, 48% were worried their health might worsen, and 45% of respondents were worried about future asthma attacks. But 81% said their asthma was manageable, and 84% said they know what to do when they're having trouble breathing.
People are just living with asthma rather than living well with asthma.
Respondents also valued support from GPs, but found it difficult to get an appointment and afford the consultation, or were told to go elsewhere.
It was more a case of, if it gets worse, come back, which isn't really appropriate, or go to the emergency department, which, when I know what I need to do, is wasting resources.
It's raised questions about what needs to be done to better support Tasmanians who are living with asthma, including for the next state government to better fund and invest in the respiratory health sector.
What we're looking for is support for community-based initiatives that help people in their neighbourhoods, in their towns and in their communities to help get the asthma care that they need.
Ruby Cairns, 7 Tasmanian News.
Well, the Governor has dropped in on a group of young Tasmanians leading a special reading circle. A rhyme and rock session, double the fun, with stalls and activities also set up for Harmony Week.
Bouncing with excitement for story time with Tasmania's Governor, Her Excellency the Honourable Barbara Baker, helping develop the next generation's literacy skills.
It's very important for children and their parents to read together. It helps with their bonding, and obviously it's very good for their education.
Libraries Tasmania's Rock and Rhyme session, one of 60 events happening across the state to bookmark Reads Week.
Shake them, blow someone a kiss.
It helps build their listening, their memory skills, encourages a lifelong love of reading and books.
Happening in the heart of Glenorchy, the event coincided with Harmony Week, the council's community development team playing host to a range of stalls to celebrate.
Glenorchy is the most diverse local government area in Tasmania, with 1 in 5 Glenorchy residents born overseas. Another recent fun fact is that 12% of Glenorchy residents speak Nepalese.
And the festivities didn't stop there. National Playgroup Week also commemorated today.
We work really hard to make sure that we cater for families with children of all abilities, and we're working with our volunteers to support our playgroups to be more inclusive.
Brianna Boylan, 7 Tasmania News.
If you thought it was a bit chilly today, you were right. A front bringing a blast of cold air and a dusting of snow falling overnight on Ben Lomond. But the Bureau of Meteorology says due to how warm the ground is after recent hot days, the snow is rapidly melting. Fresh falls are not anticipated for at least the next week. A social enterprise providing young people with essential work experience skills has reached an important milestone. Launceston's Hope Cafe marked 1 year of operations by celebrating those it's helped on life's journey.
Giving young people hope. The Hope Cafe was established to offer trainees a chance to acquire the confidence to communicate with strangers and learn essential skills to navigate life in the workforce.
There's a lot of barriers that are up for young people these days, things like from low socioeconomic, generational challenges, mental health issues are really massive.
Teen Challenge Tasmania is a not-for-profit outfit helping young people overcome those challenges with its cafe and costume hire come op shop. Elisa has been working at the cafe for a year now.
I had never had any experience in the cafe. I'd had a job before but didn't work out. But just being in a steady environment of really good people helps with the confidence, I guess.
So Hugh, how did we go yesterday?
Hugh Lawrence now works in administration for Teen Challenge after a stint working in the cafe.
For many years I have been isolated at home due to my fears and anxieties. So it took me some time to open up, be a bit social.
The program has resulted in 20 young people finding full-time or casual work or transitioning to further education. 19-year-old Tom Cogger has mentored many of them.
They lack hope in life, they lack often a purpose of what they're meant to do and what life is about.
Tom says building trust helps restore that hope. Melinda Ogden, 7 Tasmania News.
With 100,000 members and counting, there's already stiff competition to be the Tasmanian Devils' #1 fan. But one Tassie mayor has put in a strong bid, etching his support in ink.
The roar of the Tassie Devil is being heard around the world, even by Taz himself.
Congratulations on landing your very first AFL team. Taz-like.
And while we've all been quick to snap up our $10 memberships, nobody's permanently etched support for the team on their bodies. Until now. The Geelong supporting mayor needing to find some spare real estate to make his allegiance switch official.
I don't have any Geelong Cats tattoos despite all the premierships we've had in the last few years, so there very well might be a tipping point.
Jumping on the table at Launceston's Dorsier tattoo studio.
Here we go.
The Devil gradually taking shape over an hour and a half of careful needling, needing an expert eye to get the ruby green, primrose yellow and rose red spot on. And the result is pretty good.
Stoked with how it came out. It's, the spot itself wasn't too bad, and yeah, it's just great to be, around the energy and what's going on with the team at the moment.
With all these thousands of members on board already, the mayor has convinced me there's going to take something brash to stand out on the Devils bandwagon. So, how are we looking?
I think we're ready. Have a look.
Oh, now I look like a serious fan. Until my shower tonight at least. Nick Kelly, 7 Tasmanian News.
Good evening. Time to look at our Wednesday weather. Bit of a change from yesterday, wasn't it? Hobart and Burnie 17 today, 18 for Launceston, while Devonport recorded our high of 19 degrees. Some numbers today up to 9 degrees below average. Low Head, St Helens and the Islands all 17. Friendly Beaches and Bushy Park 16. Grove and Strawn 15 degrees. And in the 24 hours to 9 this morning, 43 millimetres fell at Lake Margaret, while today 6 millimetres the best fall on Mount Barrow. Mostly scattered cloud today and some snow reported on higher peaks. As we look out, the frontal cloud to our east extends up over New South Wales and inland Queensland, merging with the cloud left from the cyclone. High cloud is over inland Western and South Australia. Tomorrow, the high becomes dominant and extends over much of the nation's south. Low pressure areas persist over the tropics. West to southwesterly winds 20 to 30 knots over southern waters tomorrow with a 3.5 metre swell. That's as strong as they'll get, and we have a strong wind warning there in those waters between Tasman Island and Low Rocky Point. Forecast for Hobart tomorrow, a high of 21 and cloudy, 21 also for Cygnet. New Norfolk, the same, 21 degrees. 23 for Launceston, and mostly sunny, a cool night, 6 overnight, partly cloudy for Devonport, 22 the high and 21 the maximum for Campbelltown. Burnie, partly cloudy, 20 the top, a shower for Strawn, 18 the maximum, 21 for Smithton. St Helens tomorrow, a high of 21 degrees, a sunny day, partly cloudy for Swansea, 22 and 21 for Fingal. On Friday, fine and partly cloudy for all except the west coast. A possible shower for Flinders Island as well on Saturday, fine and sunny over the north and east. And on Sunday, showers in the west and possibly over the central, south and Bass Strait Islands. Further north and sunny and 31 in Perth, fine in Adelaide, 21 and sunny for Melbourne and Canberra, a cloudy day over Sydney and a shower for Brisbane, a top there of 28.